Hi everyone, it's Sarah from minimodelworld.com. Today I'm going to be talking about doll's house flooring and in particular how to remove carpets from doll's houses. So I got this doll's house from Free Cycle for free, obviously. It'd been in the back of someone's garage for a long time and it was in desperate need of renovating. And one of the first things that I wanted to do was remove the carpets because it does smell quite musty. And I figured that most of the smell is probably coming from the fabrics, which is the carpets. So that's my number one job. I've already removed the ground floor carpet, which was red, and there's this beige one in the middle and the blue one at the top, and I'm going to use the same process for removing them all. Dollhouse carpets are usually applied with glue, and in the case of this doll's house there was a lot of glue, and I don't know how old it is, but I'm guessing it must be at least sort of 15-20 years old, so that's a long time for the glue to be in place. So in this video I'm going to show you how I removed the red carpet that used to be on the bottom floor of this doll's house, and if you stick around to the end of the video I'll share some awesome ideas with you for floor coverings for doll's houses, including some designs that I've made myself which you can download and print for free from my website. So stick around to the end for more information on that, and in the meantime I'm going to teach you how to remove carpet from doll houses. So before you remove the carpet you're going to need a few tools. The most important one, or the one I found most useful, is a wallpaper scraper. You might already have one of these in your house, if not they just cost a few pounds. This one's from Wilko, as you can see. And other things that you'll need are sandpaper, any sandpaper will do, some white spirit, this was in our shed, I've no idea how old it is but it still worked, as you can see it's from B&Q, you can pick them up for a few pounds from there. You're also going to need a cloth to apply the white spirit and some gloves and a mask just to protect yourself while you're doing this job because it is quite messy. And you'll also need a scrubbing brush and some warm soapy water. Now the final thing you'll need is probably one of the weirdest on the list, and that is a hairdryer. Now the reason why I used a hairdryer was because this is stuck fast, this carpet. There's no way of just peeling that off or even just scraping it off. I tried to do it with a scraper and I don't know if you can see, but on the bottom floor I took big chunks out of the wood. So I would really recommend using a hairdryer. Now the reason why is because it helps to melt the glue. So if you have it on the highest setting, point it at the carpet and then scrape as you go. It's a lot quicker and a lot less hassle than trying to do it without. So the first thing you'll need to do is put on a mask, and the reason why I've recommended wearing a mask is because this particular carpet is made up of lots and lots of little fibres, and you'll see from the video that when I was scraping it and heating it, the hairdryer was blowing the fibres everywhere. I was getting covered, the kitchen was covered, it just made a terrible mess and I didn't want to breathe any of those fibres in, so I would recommend wearing a mask. Wearing a mask is also useful for the sandpapering part as well. So I'd recommend using some kind of floor covering. Again, the fibres went everywhere, so just to try and contain the mess, I laid a few sheets of paper down to try and trap the fibres a bit. It didn't really work, but it did help a little bit in just keeping them in one place. So you can use any type of hairdryer, just make sure it's on the hottest setting and try to get it as close to the carpet as possible whilst using your scraper as well, so you're scraping as you go. And you'll be able to tell when the glue's melting because the carpet will start coming off a lot easier. So once you've got the majority of the carpet off, you'll probably find that you're left with quite a few little patches of glue and carpet that are just a bit too stubborn, and no matter how much heat you use or how much scraping you do, they're just not going to come off. So that is where the white spirit comes in. So white spirit actually dissolves glue. You don't need a lot of it and it smells, so I would highly recommend doing this outside. I started off inside and then quickly moved outside when I realised just how strong the smell of white spirits was. So all you do is get a cloth, dab a bit of white spirits on it and then just go over any of the patches in your house where there's still glue or little bits of carpet that you can't get rid of, and that should help to dissolve these and smooth everything out. And just make sure you are wearing gloves for this part. So after using the white spirit, what I'd recommend doing next is to just get some sandpaper and just run this over the surface of the floor. The reason why is because I got a bit carried away when I was using the scraper, so there was a few chunks where I'd actually taken chips of wood out of the flooring as I was trying to scrape it. So if you have got some sandpaper and you found that you've done this as well, it is worth just running it over a few times just to try and smooth it out and get rid of any lumps and bumps. And once you've done that, the final step is to use some warm soapy water and a scrubbing brush just to try and tidy it all up a bit. I need to do this again because, as you can see, this is the kind of thing that you get in there, you know, bits of paper, bits of fibre, so it needs a really, really good clean afterwards. You might need to do this more than once as well. Then once you've cleaned everything, you just need to let it dry. Now once you're at the stage where you have a smooth, clean surface, you can then apply whatever flooring you like to your doll's house, depending on the style that you want. There's various options available. The one that I'm actually going to try for this doll's house is veneer wood. So my father-in-law actually gave me this. He's into modelling as well, and he uses it to make model boats and aeroplanes. So it's quite thin, but it rips very easily. So it'd be super easy just to cut it to size and then lay it like floorboards in your doll's house. So that's what I'm going to try with this one. If you do want the wood flooring look, then if you Google around, you should be able to find some videos where crafters have actually cut lollipop sticks to size and laid them either as wooden flooring in rows or as parquet flooring, and that's a really nice idea as well. Another option is to print off some tiles for your flooring. So I've done this using Canva. I've made these patterns in Canva where I've just repeated a pattern across the wallpaper and then printed it off. This one's on paper, so it's very thin, so I'd actually print it on cardstock if I was going to use it, but you can see the pattern there. So that you can either do it with smaller tiles like these or larger tiles if you want to make a bit more of an impact. Now I have actually made quite a few different options for tiled flooring for dolls' houses using Canva, and you can download these for free if you follow the link below. You can download them, print them off and then install them in your doll's house. The good thing about these is you can print them on cardstock, and then depending on the size of your doll's house, you see this one almost just fits in place instantly. So they're very, very, very easy to use. Another option is scrapbooking paper. So if you find one with a tiled pattern, again this is a super cheap, super easy option, and you can get craft booking paper from places like Hobbycraft or online. You can actually use carpet to carpet your doll's house. I would recommend either buying this from specialist doll's house suppliers or seeing if fabric samples or something like an old fleece might work as well. The thing that I would definitely avoid is using real carpet because it's just going to be too thick and it's just going to look a bit strange, and if it's patterned it's not going to be to scale at all. So there you go, that's my quick guide to how to remove carpet from a doll's house. It's the quickest and easiest method I've found, and as you can see I've got a couple more floors to go, but I'll still be using the same method to take the carpet off these as well. So if you did want to download some of the wallpaper I've made, just follow the link below and there's a lot more designs on there as well. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!